Welcome back. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to the HSE Study YouTube channel for more safety training guides. Today, we're going to talk about a really powerful tool, one that can completely change how you come across in a safety interview. It's all about proving you're the kind of leader that companies are desperate to find. So, picture this. You're in that interview, right? And you need to show them you're not just someone who can memorize a rulebook. You have to prove you can actually think on your feet when things get real. The question is, how do you do that? How do you make yourself stand out from the crowd? Well, here's a little secret for you. Hiring managers are looking for something way deeper than just technical knowledge. Just like this quote from Indeed.com says, they want to see your people skills, your management potential. What they're really testing for is your critical thinking, your ability to see a problem coming and solve it before it even happens. And that, my friends, brings us to your secret weapon for showing them exactly that. It's called the last-minute risk assessment, or LMRA for short. And trust me, this is the one concept that's going to make your answers unforgettable. So what is an LMRA? Think of it as a quick personal safety check you do in the seconds right before you start a job. This isn't about paperwork or forms. It's a mental checklist, a quick scan to catch any hazards that were missed in the planning phase, or maybe something that just changed. It's all about that real-time, in-the-moment awareness. I absolutely love this phrase. The LMRA is your final line of defense. You can have all the best laid plans, all the job safety analyses in the world, but the real world is messy, it's dynamic. The LMRA is that critical, final check that closes the gap between the plan on paper and the reality right in front of you. And check this out. This slide really shows you the difference. A formal risk assessment, your JSA or HERA, that's done days or even weeks before the work starts. It's theoretical. But the LMRA, that happens in the final seconds. It's designed for one thing, to deal with the dynamic, real-world changes that planning just can't predict. Okay, so how do you actually do an LMRA? The beauty of it is that it's incredibly simple to remember. It all boils down to a 3-step method. Stop, think, and do. Let's dig into what that actually means. This table breaks it down perfectly. First, you stop. The whole point here is to just hit the pause button to break that forward momentum. You just ask yourself, hold on, has anything changed? Then you think, you scan everything. What could possibly go wrong here? Do I have everything I need? And finally, you act or do. This is where you make a decision. Can I handle this myself, or do I need to stop the job and get my supervisor? It's all about empowering the worker to make the right call. So what does this look like in the real world? Well, an LMRA could be as simple as giving a ladder an extra shake before you climb it, or, just glancing around for a puddle before you plug in a power tool. It's feeling that gust of wind and holding off on a crane lift for a minute. It's about trusting your gut, like noticing a weird smell, even when the fancy equipment says everything is fine. Okay, so let's bring this all back to your interview. It's one thing to know what an LMRA is, but you've got to be able to talk about it in a way that really impresses them. And for that, the perfect tool is what we call the STAR method. It helps you turn your experience into a really compelling story. The STAR method is awesome because it gives your answer a perfect logical flow. You start with a situation, you paint the picture. Then the task, what was your specific job? Then you hit them with the action, what did you actually do? And you finish strong with the result, what happened because of your actions. It's a simple but incredibly powerful storytelling formula. All right, let's put this all together. We're gonna walk through how to build the absolute perfect interview answer step by step, using a real-world case study that really shows off your understanding of the LMRA. So first, you set the scene. You say something like this. You establish the context, it's a scheduled shutdown, a confined space entry, so it's high risk but routine. And you mention that the initial checks looked good. This is important because it sets up the problem. Next, you make your role crystal clear. My job was to give the final okay. This shows the interviewer you had ownership. You were the one accountable for that decision. The buck stopped with you. Now for the most important part, the action. This is where you shine. You explain that you didn't just blindly trust the equipment. You performed an LMRA. You used your own senses, and when something fell off, you had the courage to use your stop work authority. This is exactly what they want to hear. Proactive, critical thinking, live in action. And you finish with a powerful result. Your action, which was triggered by your LMRA, prevented a potential disaster. But wait, there's more. You didn't just stop there. You actually improved the whole system by updating the protocols. So you didn't just save the day, you made the next day safer too. And that is why this kind of answer is an absolute game changer. It proves you are not a robot, just following a checklist. It shows you are an active, thinking safety leader who can handle the pressure and make the right call when it matters most. That's who they hire. Let's wrap up with this quote because it just says it all. At the end of the day, safety isn't just about gear and paperwork. It's a way of thinking, and the LMRA is how you put that thinking into practice. It's about using the best tool you have, your own brain, before you start any task. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to HSC Study on YouTube to ace your next safety interview. Stay safe,